Next deck up is Temur Mutations. So the idea with this deck is to get some value out of these creatures that have Mutate. So Mutate is a very bizarre mechanic. The reminder text up there. You can cast this spell and mutate onto or on top of or under a non-human you control. They mutate into the creature on top. So the creature on top has all of those abilities, this entire text box. But it would then have the extra abilities of every creature under it. So if we had a Trumpeting Gnar with a Gem Razor underneath, we'd have a 3/3 that whenever it mutates, creates a 3/3 beast token with reach and trample, and whenever it mutates, destroy an artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. So it has all of those abilities. So this deck looks reasonably interesting. Polywog Symbiote means all of our mutations cost less, and we can loot with it. Marauding Raptor means that our creature spells cost 1 less, which in turn makes our mutations cost 1 less. There's not really a downside to the 2 damage in our deck. The only one would be the Octopus, but realistically it's probably getting mutated onto this anyway, so figured that would be okay. The Phoenix allows us to make feathers, which can then bring the Phoenix back, which is nice. We've got a Luna, which is a big bomb at the top. And we've got some copies of Luca. Keep safes. I'm not going to put these Aether Gust in for this, I don't think. Feel like that's not in the spirit of what we're trying to do here. Let's just go back to looking for Mutate. Is there anything that seems interesting? Let's just go Bone Crushers, because if we have Bone Crushers in the deck, we can mutate onto them too, and it's some interaction. So let's go with this, and we'll see where we get to. And if anyone has any recommendations for any cards for this deck, do let us know. This hand's fine. It's not exciting, but with the Dragonfire at least we have some early interaction, and then we've got a couple of things to be able to mutate with. So, Dark Razor, Disorganized Wizards Club, sure. We've got Hero, sure. So this isn't going to do anything just now, so mostly just so we can Dragonfire something. There's going to be this bit. Mutate has a really weird sub-texture to it, where if you kill the creature you're trying to mutate on, then you still get the creature that was on top. It's really weird. We'll come across those things when we get to them, but there's some really weird aspects to the mechanic. Almost everything to do with the rules part of it just doesn't really make sense, so we'll just cross the bridge when we get there for a lot of this stuff. So we're going to make a Trumpeting Gnar. So it's a 3/3, and when it mutates we make a 3/3. So they'll probably just play a Beanstalk Giant here. Means we'll probably get to play this Phoenix. Cool, so doing some really weird things, moving lands around and all sorts today. Let's go for the mountain. Why not? So we're going to mutate on top of this. So we're going to Whoa, okay, we're going to mutate over the top. So we have a 4/4 flyer with these abilities. So we are going to make this, and we've got a feather. So when the Phoenix dies, we get to pay 1, sacrifice this to return it to my battlefield. Is this getting a Lunid? I feel like it's getting a Lunid. Just have a feeling it's getting a Lunid, and it's going to be huge. No, they're just playing normal cards, sure. I never get these people that just play normal stuff in these early access events. But I just want to play new things, new shiny things. Stop trying to do boring old things. Okay, that's a 10-10. 10-10 is large. And these cards aren't really doing anything, so... we're definitely dead here, so just going to move on. We don't have any removal for this Beanstalk Giant because we took the Aether Gust out of our deck, so I'm actually just going to put them back in because that keep safe doesn't seem particularly great here either. And as much as I don't really want to do this, but green's ridiculous, so let's just go with it. Let's just go with it. I hope everyone's doing great. This is the second deck we're playing. So we are on Temur. This is so close to being good. At least this one has the Polywog. We've got Polywog and Raptor, and we can dash in the Octopus pretty early as well. That's rude. God, these people with their competitive standard decks. Okay, this guy's not playing competitive standard deck, it's fine. Some kind of Knights deck. We need an island. So my mutations cost 1 less. If I play the Marauding Raptor, my creatures cost 1 less too, so means that stuff would be very cheap. Do need some lands here though. Look at this thing. Look at its face. They just don't want their thing to die. It's really weird how the sound goes when you've got that open at the moment. So what we are going to do is mutate. Can't mutate it, I can just cast this. So am I just casting it? I feel like I'm just playing a 4-4. 4-4 seems pretty good. Still get to loot. We're probably a little bit away from Luca. So this Octopus we're not casting this game. 4-4 is good though. 4-4, we've got an Aether Gust, so can interact with these things. 4-4 on the ground is going to be pretty good to be able to trade off. Winona. Whenever a non-human attacks, put a human from them, sure. So this is just trying to find another human to put into play, which is kind of cool. So we'll get to eat both of these, or we get to eat the human. So look at the top 6 for a human. Gains indestructible, so probably just want to kill it, because then it means that there's no non-humans to be able to trigger this. How does this work? Whenever... not sure how this triggers, actually. Because it didn't trigger on this one, so I'm assuming that... Because otherwise this would go on this deck twice. So I'm assuming that it doesn't work with a Sky Knight Vanguard the way that they want it to. Yikes, that's gross. Definitely regret not playing the Raptor first, because everything could have been... everything would have been one cheaper. I don't really need to mutate onto this, because they don't have any artifacts or enchantments, so it's not really going to make a difference to us. Oh, this has reach too, that's relevant. Yeah, let's mutate it onto the Polywog. Bone Crusher's a good draw there. I'm just going to get rid of the Luca here. Like, we're two land drops away from it. It's going to be pretty rough. We're going to put it over. So, this thing making another creature... Oh, that's gross.
I've learned a bunch of new burn spells
That's
to try
really gross. Holy cow, that's really bad, because triggers for each one, right? Yikes. I think this goes in the stack twice with these two elementals. Yeah. That was cool. That was interesting. That was a cool deck. Right, let's go again. See if we can hit some land drops. Land drops are important. Mangucci. Sure, we'll keep this. So we're going to grab an island here, so we can play the Polywog this turn, and then we can play the Gnar next turn. Oh, poor Polywog. Land drop. Rude. Wonder what's going on over that side. Discovery. Build some lands. Some kind of Phoenix deck, I guess. Ditching, Thrill, another Cathartic. Sure. I'm gonna hold this up. If they're playing things like Cathartic Reunion, I feel like we should probably be holding this up rather than jamming Gemrazor. When we can do Raptor on Gemrazor next turn. Really don't want to lose any more things. Checking out their options. Go away, please. And thank you. Yep. Alright, let's find a mountain. We have a mutation. And we have a beast and a marauding raptor. So, if they're going to use the finale, I guess they've got 3 things they can target. So they would be able to get like cathartic, and the lava coil if they wanted. Oh, it was just 2 cards. Sorry, so they could pay. Riel. Sure. Riel with Cathartic Reunion. Sweet. Yep, this draws a lot of cards. Thing's gonna be big. Yeah, another Trumpeting Gnar. And we have our Luca as well. Alright, I think we just start by attacking. Okay, that worked. So, Bone Crusher. They've got an alt. Okie dokie. Coil the Gem Razor thing, so both of the parts are exiled. Imagine they're just going to kill my thing again. Cast the coil on Boney G. No, not with the Bone Crusher. Sure. And they've got a Phoenix too. Sure. Sure. I think I'm supposed to do this, and I think I'm then supposed to try and tick up this Luca. Just hope they don't hit a second bird.
Always loyal. That is a soldier's duty. Monsters are the key to defending my city.
Like, it's likely just to die to second Phoenix, but I think I need to try and do this. I think the ultimate is ultimates each creature you control deals damage to equal to its power to each opponent, so Okay.
Don't test my
That would tell me
patience.
that they probably don't have that. I guess. So otherwise, they don't have the second Phoenix anyway, because otherwise 2 Phoenixes just kill this anyway. Maybe they're hoping to draw another shock. Okay, just going for Cathartic again, sure. Interesting to go for Opt rather than Shock. Shock definitely killing this, so maybe they've got the Phoenix. No, they don't have the Phoenix, they're just flooding out. Guess they might have another discard spell in hand. Snogger, sure. Shock's a good one. That gets the Luca dead. So I think in turn pretty much
I will
leaves
not
us
stand this
dead. Like,
betrayal.
they just have so many cards.
This time I'll have stronger weapons.
Yeah, we've got nothing. Okay, let's try one more with this one, and then we'll probably give up on this specific deck. I think there's probably something with like the Marauding Raptor symbiote, but certainly the Octopus we haven't drawn it at a point where we've been ahead, where it would be useful. These other, like the Gnar and the Phoenixes, haven't seemed great. We've got a couple of other mutation decks lined up, so hopefully they're a little bit more competitive than this one has been so far. We've got an Abzan one coming up that looks quite nice, with some interesting cards that I'd forgotten existed. This hand's nice. This is kind of how I would like to line it up. We get to play Raptor. Raptor get to mutate the Octopus on it for 1, and that's kind of where we want to start. Okay. Checking out their options. So this also just costs GG to mutate, which is nice. When we've got one of these Raptors or Polywogs in play. Rosethorn Acolyte. Sure, that wasn't a card I was expecting to see today. Then we get to draw a card. Ooh, we can play a second Raptor. Second Raptor's dangerous though, so don't really want to do that. I'm just gonna hold up the Bone Crusher Giant. Not sure what they're doing with this one, so. So this is a 2/3 with creatures that spells I cast cost 1 less, and this text and flash and the whenever it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So it has all of this text, but it's still a 2/3. That's how mutate works. 4 mana, lots of colors. Chamber Sentry, sure. We're about to end this whole career. We'll put this on top. Kaboom. Whee! Okay, this is good fun now. There's lots of stuff going on. I think it's worth playing this out because I feel like this isn't going to live, and I need a second creature to be able to mutate onto. So, also means these basically cost nothing. Let's try and mutate the Gnar, because I don't need to trigger any of these mutations, so I think it's better just to try and diversify our threats here. Also means it's a 3/3 that can get over this Acolyte. This thing's dying though, so I guess it doesn't matter too much, but getting the 3/3 in play is more relevant. What have they got? Brazen Borrower, this thing. So that means all of that pile comes back to my hand. So we get lots of cards to our hand here. Are they blocking? If they're bouncing this one too, that's brutal. Let's get a green. Gonna pop that on top of their deck. Then we can discard one of these raptors to hand size. And I guess one of these gem razors. Probably don't need two of them here. Okay, they put the Rose Thorn Acolyte on the bottom, so. Yeah, I have another one. Making some mana. Just to make this. Oh, is this the Cheerios deck?
It's always
yeah, this is the Cheerios deck. Okay, I know what's going on now. So we're going to hold up these Sea Dasher Octopuses because we can mutate onto this Gnar to make 2 extra 3/3s when we mutate these for blue. So they're knowing themselves
it's
again.
a matter of give and take.
So the idea with this deck is you play Song of Creation and then you just play a bunch of X spells for 0 and Underworld Breach to be able to basically continue to go off and mill yourself, and then Jace then wins the game. Or the other one, Thassa's Oracle. Okay, so this isn't leaving them with a massive amount, so they need some good stuff in hand here. There's a Bumblebee that's entered the room. So you'll probably see him flying around at various different points, because I'm not going to be able to deal with him. Ugin's Construct's the other zero, the other X spell. Okay. I'm just gonna F6 until they try and do something. So we've got Bone Crusher where we can stomp something, or we've got these Sea Dasher Octopuses that can make 2 beasts. So if they don't win this turn, then we've got lethals. So Oh, Bumblebee managed to escape. Good job, fella. I'm auto-passing. Why do you still ask me if I want to resolve the spell or not? Literally the whole point of pressing this button is I don't have a response. Why are you asking me to so annoying. Okay, that's the Cheerios deck, but we managed to sneak out of that one with cheeky mutations there, so... we got a booster pack of Theros, I don't want to open that. Right, let's give this one more go, and then we'll change things up. I've got an Abzan deck that I really want to play. And then we'll probably look to do some draft once Jaren's online, so... this hand's fine. Actually, you've got quite a lot of cheap spells when you got both of these, so... Lead on the Raptor this time, though, not the Polywog. Fervent Champion, sure. This might be another Red-White Knights. Okay, Mardu. Legendary humans, you control of indestructible, exile things and stuff, do other things and stuff. Cool. Raptor. So hopefully they don't do a whole lot and then we can just start mutating next turn. We can mutate this Phoenix pretty quickly, then that gives us at least the ability to bring it back. General Kudro's got indestructible, those things are bigger. You can exile things from my graveyard. Okay, so nothing too relevant there. We're not blocking this, so... Okay. So, we get to play Polywog. And then shock in this Steam Vent and mutate the Phoenix onto this Raptor and loot. Don't need all of these Gem Razors. Let's put it on top because it's bigger. And we're not going to attack because we probably need to block. So this Phoenix obviously might get exiled with this General Kudro, so it is something to bear in mind. Both of these things have exile from graveyard abilities tagged onto them. So... Okay, it's getting exiled naturally anyway, sure. Sure, so we're going to take some damage here. We're going to take some more damage. You killing my Polywog? Killing my Polywog, we're just done. Yeah, okay. Right, cool. We'll call it a day on this deck. Not quite, like the Gem Razor's just not quite enough interaction, the Nar's just not quite good enough. So let's just, let's do a wrap on this one. So, I think the idea of having Polywog and Raptor to be able to make your spells cheaper is good. Just not having something that kind of goes in the one slot is kind of awkward. The Octopus was good for costing 1 with Mutate with these things. So that was powerful. But the things we were mutating weren't powerful. So none of these abilities were actually very good. This was probably the best one. But it wasn't really relevant to what we were actually able to do there. So Luca wasn't particularly impressive either in the game that we played him. We didn't get to cast a Luna. Got another Luna deck coming, so hopefully we'll get to play that one. But yeah, nothing massively exciting here. I think there may be something. If there is a mutate deck, it's probably going to involve something to do with these kind of spells that make the stuff cheaper. But yeah.